levee being built. The West Shore Lake Pontchartrain project will cost over $1 billion more than originally anticipated. As David Jones reports, though, the Army Corps of Engineers says the project will be completed.
Lake Pontchartrain, it just comes through. There's nothing stopping us from getting flooded between us and Lake Pontchartrain.
Longtime LaPlace resident Rick Voros remembers his neighborhood during Hurricanes Ida and Isaac.
A swimming pool, just water everywhere.
Voros got 8 inches of water in his home during both storms. It was a similar tale for neighbors in his River Forest subdivision, one the Army Corps of Engineers is hoping to put a halt to with the West Shore Lake Pontchartrain project.
This project reduces risk for around 60,000 residents in the 3 parishes.
Rick Boyette with the Corps says the new levee is a priority project.
When 2018 came around, we had to identify our priority projects. This was number 1. We want to make sure we get this in the ground.
But the project's price tag has a hefty revision to the tune of an additional $1.2 billion needed to finish it.
When we originally were funded for it, we were provided $760 million. That's what we expected the cost is. Recently, we went in, reevaluated, wanted to make sure we considered all the conditions with better designs, as well as current inflation rates, current market rates, current construction rates.
Boyette says the Corps is dealing with higher construction costs nationwide.
It is kind of the sign of the times right now.
The levee would stretch from Lake Pontchartrain to the Bonnie Carey Spillway. It's already gone through around $100 million in new construction, including 3 levee reaches and pile load testing at the site of 2 new pumping stations.
They'll continue unimpeded. We also have 5 contracts either advertised or scheduled to be advertised this year. We'll continue moving forward with those.
Boyette is confident the Corps will secure the additional funds, as is St. John Parish President Jacqueline Hotard, who said in a statement, quote, "The progress on the levee has not slowed down. In fact, the Corps' New Orleans office reported this week that plans and specs were signed on yet another levee section that will soon be out for bid. Additionally, I have been in constant communication with our federal delegation and non-federal sponsors CPRA and PLD, and all are firmly committed to the quick completion of this critical project."
Cost goes up, everything goes up. What they have back there right now is probably just a foot of levee, and that's not going to stop water from coming over top of it.
And this new levee system not only affects the folks living in St. John, St. Charles, and St. James parishes, but anyone crossing I-10 south of Lake Maurepas with roughly 18 miles of new levee construction. This project is now estimated to cost around $3.7 billion. Meg?